Libra. Welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so very much for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to pull the traditional Celtic cross spread. Whatever message comes out is what you need to hear. I have set that intention with my guides and with my deck. So if you are here because this popped up on your feed, this message is for you. And if you're here because of the title, then this message is definitely for you. So let's get into the tarot. I did bring out an oracle deck as well that we'll pull from at the end and get some additional messages from spirit. So we have the Ten of Swords on the bottom here. Some kind of very painful ending. Be sure and like the video if you feel called, or leave me a message. Definitely subscribe if you like the messages. I would really appreciate it. It does help my channel, but it also pushes the messages out for more people to see too. So I really appreciate you guys doing that. So on the bottom of the deck, we had the Ten of Swords. There was a very painful ending. I feel like that is in your energy here. There's definitely some healing going on, a rebirth. Looks like there could have been a divorce that kind of maybe took your spark here, but we'll get more into the tarot. So the Ten of Swords is a very painful ending. This could have been manipulation. This could have been lies. This could have been some kind of deceit, but it is the end of a cycle. So the good thing is that the pain is over and now it is time to heal, but this is not an easy energy. I generally only take one from the bottom of the deck, but the Wheel of Fortune was underneath the Ten of Swords, and it kind of plays into that because with every ending becomes a new beginning, right? And I feel like this is a changing of a cycle for you. This could have been the ending of a karmic cycle, which is a very painful cycle. The Wheel of Fortune is a literal wheel, right? Like our lives go in cycles, and this is now turning because of this ending, and things are starting to turn in your favor. There is some karma and some, good luck coming in here, fated, destined, divine timing type of energy because you have ended something here in your life. So the situation is the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is like that ultimate stability, wealth, financial abundance, but it also has to do with family. So I feel like the situation here is your family, that legacy, the generations, right? So this could be your parents, a spouse, or, just a love partner and children, right? This has to do with your family dynamic here. And the blockage here is the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is that fiery, passionate, very direct. So this is like Sagittarius energy. You don't have to be dealing with Sagittarius, but this is like that fiery, passionate, like taking action, really being inspired here. And I feel like as a blockage, there is some resistance here that, maybe this creative spark, maybe this spark went out of this family dynamic, right? So this is, there is no more fiery, passionate energy. This is just feeling, very defeated or feeling uninspired, not very passionate, right? So the cause of this is the Justice card. I almost said the Libra. I always do that with the major arcana. Sorry. So this is your energy, the Libra card. I feel like there was some kind of legal situation here. So this can be the ending of a marriage, right, with the family. This can be, an inheritance, and there was a legal situation with like a will or whatever it was, that kind of ended painfully. So it is a general reading. You take it how it resonates for you, but it did really take your spark out of you. So it was very draining. Again, with that Ten of Swords energy, that is a very painful, manipulative, like just, the lies. So this could have been somebody, trying to keep an inheritance. This could be a spouse that was very toxic. Whatever that is for you, there was definitely a legal situation at the root of this here. So in the recent past, we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is the feminine king, right? He is all about his emotions. He's very emotionally balanced. So you could have really been deep in your emotions. It could have had you emotionally imbalanced, especially with that Ten of Swords energy and this legal situation. That could have really had you in those deep feelings, right? So the King of Cups is like a very compassionate, emotionally balanced king, but when you are going through some kind of legal battle or some kind of family situation with that 10 of swords, it can really, get those deep emotions and really have you kind of trying to stay emotionally balanced, right? So your higher self or your subconscious, we have the emperor, and the emperor is like that, really stepping up, taking control, stepping into like this leadership. So this can be, like you controlling your mindset, right? So the negative aspect of this can be like trying to control outcomes or trying to control situations. So definitely try to watch that kind of energy. But the healthy aspect is like, he is a leader. He is stepping into like this leadership. So this can just be you mentally taking control, especially if this had you, in your deep emotions and really trying to stay emotionally balanced. The emperor part of that is really like taking control, focusing on what you can control, right? You can control your mindset. You can control like the foods you eat. You can control the thoughts that come in and out. Like there are certain aspects that you can control and you can lead from that place of control. But there are things that are out of your control. And then it is knowing what you can control and what you can't, but really stepping into that emperor energy. So in the near future, we have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is like that spark coming back, right? So this Knight of Wands was like kind of killing your spark. And now you have this new passionate beginning here. So this can be like a passion project coming in here, or this can be, just you finding that passion again in life, getting emotionally balanced, taking control of your mindset and situations, and then really finding that spark again, really finding that Ace of Wands energy. So this could be like, again, a passionate new job. Maybe you're stepping into a new relationship and this is a passionate new adventure for you and somebody new here. So in your thoughts and feelings, we have temperance. Temperance is really about, again, balancing. It is, she has these two chalices and she has this water going in between them. So it is about like alchemizing, right? Working with that energy in order to integrate the lessons and integrate all of that energy into your life here. She has one foot in the water and one foot on land. So again, she is balanced, right? Trying to remain balanced. I feel like you are trying to find your balance again. You are trying to stay calm and patient. Again, with that emperor trying to control those deep emotions. The temperance is all about that patience and calmness, right? I feel like maybe you are just trying to temper your emotions, remain calm and remain patient here, and let things play out as they will, and really, again, alchemizing that energy. Because in your environment here, the influence is the judgment card. This is a total rebirth. This is like an awakening, right? So you could be going through a spiritual awakening. This could have a lot of times like a divorce or some kind of family drama, some kind of painful ending does lead to a spiritual awakening. And you go through several in your life. I've been through many, but you could really be going through some kind of awakening here, right? These people are literally waking up out of their graves here, and then you have this archangel up here like calling to them. So you could be going through an awakening and really like having some realizations, like these aha moments. And it's also about like going through a rebirth, right? You're completely going through changes and you've definitely ended something. So there is something new here. With the judgment, it is about a new beginning. And it's also about leaving the past behind. So you could be leaving a relationship behind. You could be leaving family members behind, whatever that family dynamic is for you that's ended in some kind of painful situation here. Your hopes and fears, we have the King of Swords. So this is your card. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I feel like you are hoping to like really step into your power again, right? Really hoping to feel like yourself and really kind of feel like you can step into this leadership and take control of your life and step into your power and move forward here, right? You really want to represent yourself and really have this logical, clear thinking and really be able to move forward and communicate well from a logical place, right? Maybe you're wanting to get more into the logical aspect of things and get out of these deep emotions, because a lot of times that can be very tiring, when you are really going through a tough cycle here. So the overall outcome is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is moving on, right? This person is walking away from all of these cups, and cups represent our emotions. So this is very emotional for him, but it's no longer emotionally fulfilling. So he is walking away from that situation. Again, with this ending of a family dynamic, I feel like it just was not emotionally fulfilling anymore. You know, it probably came very manipulative, very toxic, that 10 of swords energy. And I feel like you have made the decision overall to just walk away from this and no longer focus your energy there. So let's see. What do they not see coming, Spirit? Awesome. So you have the King of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Chariot. So you have 3 kings out here, right? Yeah. The only king you don't have is the King of Wands, which is like that fiery, passionate energy. But we have the Ace of Wands here. So, but you have the King of Pentacles. This is the king of finances, the king of stability, wealth, building, right? So I feel like you are getting grounded, and he's very nurturing, right? Like he has all of this nature around him. So that earth energy, I feel like you are really going to get stable here again, you know, with this this painful ending. It can really cause some instability. And then we have the Magician, and this is like kind of again that stepping into power, that master manifester, realizing that you have everything that you need and getting grounded. And then you have the Chariot, which is moving forward and building momentum to be able to move forward, right? You have that 8 of Cups of moving on. And I feel like this is just you plowing through any kind of obstacle or challenge that may come from this 10 of Swords, this painful ending. You're just plowing through this, right? Taking some inspired action here and really just plowing forward into this new passionate beginning here. I love this energy for you. So what is the advice? Eight of Wands, Page of Wands, Queen of Swords. Okay, so Eight of Wands is about forward progress, like smooth progress, right? Moving forward quickly, but smoothly as well, right? Like everything is, there's all this forward progress. So keep making that forward progress. It's also about communication. So, you know, make sure that you're communicating, but keep with that forward progress, right? Don't stop moving, especially if you're moving on from something, and remain optimistic here because you have that Page of Wands and moving forward with optimism. And then that Queen of Swords is like getting that clarity, you know, speaking your truth and having boundaries here, right? That Queen of Swords is open to receive, but she also has that sword up, right? She has her boundaries. So just keep going forward with this progress and stay optimistic about it and keep your boundaries. Gain that clarity, get clear on where you want to go and how you want to step into this new adventure, right? If this was an ending of a marriage or, you know, a legal ending of some sort with family members, then this is you kind of just going on this new adventure and really stepping into this new energy and really just plowing through things to move forward here. With that Wheel of Fortune here, like things are going to start moving forward in your favor. I mean, you have all of these cards of moving on and moving forward and really plowing through obstacles here. So just remain optimistic about it and keep up with that forward progress. I think that's the most important part, is just don't let it get you down and keep making that progress that you are doing. I don't see you having any issues moving forward from now on. What else do you have for Libra, Spirit? Speak your truth. That is the Queen of Swords and King of Swords. So you have like this Queen and King of Swords. So this could be a passionate new relationship, like divine counterparts, but I also feel like that could be about you needing to balance your masculine and feminine energy, right? But speak your truth. That is very much King and Queen of Swords energy. You've stayed silent long enough. Speak up and stand your ground and state your perspectives. You will rise to a higher vibration when you let your voice be heard. And then we have stand your ground. So definitely like something, maybe this is like some kind of family dynamic, or if this is a divorce and this person is like being very manipulative, maybe you just need to speak up. Um, speak your truth, because it does help others too. Like if you're going through some kind of legal situation, like with a will. So, perfect example, I had a friend that a family member passed away and they had a will, but they didn't have a trust. And apparently, like, they can seize property. And there's like this whole thing with it. I'm not going to go into it because I'm not a lawyer and I'm not going to give legal advice, like, because I'm not good at it. So, obviously, I don't have a degree in it. So, I would talk to a lawyer about it. But, maybe it's that kind of dynamic and you really need to like stand on business here because, you know, her telling me that helped me, right? So, speaking your truth not only helps you to kind of like release the energy, it can also help others that may come up against these situations as well. So, stand your ground. There is something you want to fight for, yet you're choosing to hide instead. Create a boundary and speak up for what you believe in. Again, that Queen of Swords energy. Keep your boundaries. Pay attention. You're being asked to pay extra close attention to the signs you're being given, both the subtle ones and the ones that can't be missed. These signs will help you see how the best move forward in order to live your best life. Yeah, that Ace of Wands, like moving into this new beginning here. Just pay attention to those signs and definitely trust your intuition, right? So, I really love this for you. I think this is amazing. I mean, I know that this is a painful ending and it wasn't easy to go through, but I feel like the worst is over and you are now moving into this really, really awesome time for yourself. So I hope that this message helped and I will see you next time. Bye.